Whiskey Juliet 2 Whiskey.
Whiskey Juliet 2 Whiskey, is that a Roger?
Whiskey Juliet 2 Whiskey, is that a Roger?
That's a Roger. Name is Jordan, located in New Albany, Indiana.
Okay, Jordan, let me come down to my local antenna and see what you sound like. Go back to me now.
Okay, this is Whiskey Juliet 2 Whiskey, New Albany, Indiana, running barefoot at, about 200 watts.
Roger, Roger, sounding pretty good. What radio are you running there?
The Yaesu FT-1000 MP Mark V.
what was it?
FT-1000 Mike Papa Mark V.
Yeah, okay, Roger. Too many numbers. FT-1000, close enough. And you're in New Albany?
Yes, I am.
Well, we're right next door to each other. I mean, we are in the same door. I don't know how to say that. We're in the same place, Roger.
Roger, I've heard you before, and I've listened in here before. I've just never thrown out my call.
Roger, Roger. Is that's a newer radio, Roger?
Oh no, it's probably at least 25 years old when this came out.
Wow, really, really sounds nice. Let's see. So just to check a couple of things, does it have a variable transmit bandwidth, or is it locked in?
No, it's variable. I have it set to the widest position. See, I'm having problems with it. That's why I wanted to throw out my call here.
Roger, is it cutting off by itself?
Yeah, I think it's the mic.
Oh, okay. So we'll just overlook that for right now. Let's see. My train of thought is gone. Now, I wanted to check the transmit bandwidth, and that's in the wide, 100 to 2900. Is that a Roger?
That is correct. I have it set already to the widest.
Excellent. Okay, then move to your compressor processor and turn it on, and we want a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. We just want 1/3 out of that compressor processor, Roger.
Okay, I'm not running any processing, so hold on, let me turn on. Okay, there's the processor. How's that?
Well, obviously that's that pulled up the PEQ controls, and it's really a lot more tinny than what you were just a moment ago. So we want that. We have to deal with one thing at a time. So let's just work on the compressor processor on and add a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. Roger.
Okay, I'm a little bit. I think that's pretty close. It's pretty much where I had it. It's giving me about 1/3.
Roger, Roger. It's just a token amount, just a very token amount, Roger.
Okay, I can take it lower if that sounds too hot.
Roger, do you have an input label on that control for the compressor processor, like a knob or something?
There's the processor volume, and then there's the mic gain.
Okay, so do the processor volume at, is it like a 3 out of, can we get a 3 out of 10 there, or 100 out of, or 30 out of 100?
I am seeing 10 out of 30, so I'm assuming that's about where you want it.
Yes, sir, 1/3 of it, Roger. Okay, so then let's go to your, I'm going to go to, usually I would go to your ALC, but you're so tinny on there, I would just prefer to go onto your equalization page, Roger.
Roger, well, I have the microphone set to boost the high end. I can put it completely flat if you'd like. It could be the mic.
Well, okay, the external mic, are you saying?
Yeah, on the bottom of the mic, I have it set to boost my highs and cut my lows.
Okay, you're really in the mids right now. I'm trying to give you a fairly broad audio spectrum reproduction. The thing is, if you get really tinny, you're really difficult to endure for a long QSO or even a medium QSO. It starts to wear on the receiver guy. So, we suggest or try to get into that fairly flat area,
Roger, I understand. Would you like me just to leave it like it is or turn off everything on the mic and just go completely stock?
Yeah, let's do that. Put your mic, your external mic is... Well, do you have any EQ on your external mic?
No, there's just you have a couple of switches that are basically make it work like an EQ. I mean, but it's preset. You can switch it in or switch it out.
That sounds pretty good right there. You just switched a switch on it, Roger?
Yeah, it's just the mic without any kind of emphasis.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. Now, let's go back to your ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you say the word audio, adjust the... I wanted to ask you about the internal mic gain. What is it sitting on?
The mic itself doesn't have any volume control.
Okay, so what is the volume control on your on your radio? What is it?
The volume is... I'm getting out of the ALC a little bit. It's a little above.
Okay, so you want to be about 2/3. That is the sweet spot on your ALC meter, Roger?
Okay. Audio. Oh, it's too much. Audio. All right, WJ2W. I think that's it.
Sounds pretty good there. Okay, and let's see. What kind of equalization do you have on that radio?
You have quite a bit of control. But it's all menu. I'd have to go into the menu and set it.
Roger, I think that sounds pretty good. Tell me, come closer, just a little bit closer to your mic, and tell me about your antenna system.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm pretty close to the mic. I'm probably about an inch away. The antenna is a half-wave dipole for 40 meters, fed with open wire, not open wire, but ladder line into a Johnson kilowatt matchbox. The antenna is at about 70 feet, 75 feet up in the top of a tall ash tree, and the other end's to my tower.
Okay, looking pretty good, sounding pretty good. What I would suggest is that you leave your ALC meter out and be looking at your ALC meter as you're talking to your friends and neighbors around the country and the world, and try to keep that ALC meter right at mid-spot there, right in the 2/3 area. Two things that make up that meter being able to stay right there is, well, the first was your speech rate. If you talked like that, the meter would never hang up there towards towards a sweet spot. But if you just normally talk like this, random speed, pretty much that meter should hang right there at the 2/3 mark. Roger?
Roger, I understand. It's still a little hot. It's still a little bit high. I think that's probably the right spot right there. It doesn't respond. It really doesn't respond. It's sort of got a delayed response, so it's hard to... You can see the peaks, but that's about it.
Yes. Is that a light meter, or is that a real meter?
No, it's a bar graph meter.
Okay, a bar graph with a little latency on it.
Yeah, quite a bit. I can see where it peaks at, and then I'll say something, and it'll still be hanging down in the bottom waiting for the next word, and it's like, oh, he said something, and then it moves.
Roger. Well, that's a beautiful thing about the word it's a constant tone, and it's very easy to set that ALC meter to the sweet spot because of the constant tone. But you have to keep, you have to stay in the normal position to microphone that you would normally be in as you talk, else, you'll get hot or cold. So if you're in the normal place where you normally speak, and use that word audio, don't stress it, just say it like you would say any other word in a QSO, and adjust that mic gain until you're 2/3 on your ALC meter. Roger?
Roger, I understand, and that's where I have it right now, and if you like it, I'm going to trust your opinion, because I've been having some complaints about it, and thinking that it's the microphone. Over.
Well, I have not heard it misfire as far as the transmit, except for that one time, Roger.
Yeah, and it was pretty obvious. I've had a problem with this mic. I bought the rig used, and it came with this mic, and I don't know what it's been through. It looks good, but I don't know what it's been through. Over.
Roger. The other thing is to keep your eyeball on your ALC meter as much as you can to try to keep it right in that sweet spot. And over a period of time, you'll develop a relationship between you and your ALC meter, and you'll be, just excellent audio because most of your audio is right in that sweet spot. Roger?
Roger. Well, as long as it sounds good to you, I really appreciate it. I just don't want it sounding bad. Over.
Roger, it's towards the top. It's leaning towards the bright side, but it's, if you get, the thing is, there's a lot of degradation possibilities in your transmissions around the world, and here, is because all of our transmissions are moving pretty much by skywave reflection, and if a part of your signal is reflected at one part in the atmosphere and the other part is reflected a little bit later, when they bounce back down, they could be slightly out of phase with each other, and so then you have an anomaly called phase angle distortion, which is actually half of your signal is of one phase and the other half could be 180 degrees out of phase, and when that happens exactly, they will cancel each other out. And that phase angle distortion usually always starts from the top of the audio spectrum and works its way down to the bottom of the audio spectrum. So the thing is, if you're heavy on the bottom and heavy on the top, and you're out there, and all of a sudden Mother Nature says, no, 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 and she takes your top end and just whacks it off, you'd be left there with all of that bass, and you would become Mr. Mumbles, Roger?
Yeah, that wouldn't get through very well.
No. Particularly, just anywhere. That's why the articulation is always very, very important in that top end. So maybe we crank in just a tad hotter than we normally would, considering like local communications or whatever. You might be just a little hot on the top end, but on down the road, man, it really proves invaluable. Roger?
Roger. Well, if you want, I can turn it down, but if you think I ought to leave it here, I'll leave it.
I would leave it now. Normally I get a little more, frankly, I get a little more syllabic range out of a microphone, and you're fully boosted on the treble aspects of your EQ?
The EQ has already been set. I don't remember, it was more than a year ago, but it was set for the processor. So it was, when I first came on, I was running no processing, so that would have been a totally different setting. The EQ is, the processor and EQ were set together, so that's what it was set for.
Roger. And you are in the processor mode, so you're on your P controls for EQ, Roger?
That's right.
Yeah, and but you found a way to adjust that equalization on the P controls, Roger?
Yeah, it's. I don't remember how I said it. I had some folks on the air that were telling me, needed more of this or more of that, and said it, and then everyone said, "Okay, that's it. Leave it right there," and that's where I left it. But it was set for the processor, and mostly I've not been running the processor. I was just running, just the mic.
Roger. Just out of curiosity, then, let's go back and dump the processor and fall back on that other EQ bank and hear what it sounds like. Just turn your processor off for a minute.
Okay, it's going to lose all of its top high frequencies, or it should.
Yes, sir, it does. You're very heavy on the bottom side. So go back to your P controls.
Okay, I'm back on the processor.
Roger, I would run it like that. I think that's pretty good, and I think you will be able to contest and QSO with that setting. Roger?
Roger. Yeah, I want it to sound as good as I can get it, but definitely don't want it sounding crispy.
Roger. Well, it's a little crispy now. I mean, you know, we can base it up if you'd like. Bring up your bottom end there about 4 clicks, and let's see what it does.
Yeah, I got to see if I can remember how to get into the menu. You don't think by turning it down a little bit it would help, or would that not help it?
No, not too much. Your ALC, you're right up, you know, on your ALC, so you're not going to get any louder. So nothing's going to make much difference there, except your actual EQ controls.
Okay, I understand. No, I would be wasting so much of your time trying to relearn the menu again, because I can't remember. I can't remember how. It's fast and something else, but I can't remember how to get into it.
Roger, do you happen to have a windscreen, a foam windscreen on that mic, or you have one around?
No, I don't. No, and it didn't come with one. I know what you're talking about, but no, just the way it is, just the way it was made.
Roger, sounds pretty good. I was just going to suggest maybe put that windscreen on and come on in a little bit closer, you know, because of the aspect of running a closer, tighter mic. You have usually a bass buildup, and so that would offset where we are. But you know, be listening to your air check and see what you think. I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. All you got to do is go to YouTube, call it a search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook, and that'll be cut number 1 on a series of 3000.
Okay, that's great, and thanks a lot, Jim. I really appreciate it, and best to you. WJ2W.
Roger. And what was the name again?
The name is Jordan, like the River Jordan. Over.
I got you. I got it written down. I just running not a very good pen this afternoon, as always. I don't know what that is, but there you go. All right, Jordan, 73, sir. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. If you get a chance, join us next Friday. I'd love to have you. This is the Friday afternoon, Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.